has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hello everyone, Praetorun here and welcome to Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. As the introduction states, when you are rich and powerful and bored, don't go delving deep into dungeons. However, we are neither of those things, so we will. So this will be a playthrough with all available DLC, so that will be quite awesome. So yeah, we'll be starting campaign. In case you're wondering what we have the Musketeer, which is another hero, Crimson Court, which is a new region, and enemies, districts, some new buildings, another two heroes, the Legend and Shieldbreaker, and the Claw of Madness region and DLC. Region and enemies. Well, it warns us against not doing Crimson Court, but we are stupid! So we are going head in. And it's not the first time playing, so that will be helpful. So, Dark Dragoon will be our estate for the time being.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Well, such a hopeful fellow will find redemption or anything like that. So, the old road, with the stagecoach destroyed and the caretaker gone, you'll have to make the journey to the hamlet on foot. So, yeah, this is the old road. It's a tutorial level. It will show us the basics and what is going on, and I will... Well, not much. We'll see what happens there. So yeah, on loan screen I will kinda explain. I will wait. I was thinking of explaining what's the how I plan to schedule split up the episodes, but that will wait at the end of the old road when we get into the hamlets. So yeah, all right. So here we are. We have 2 characters at the moment. Yeah, this tutorial, I kept the tutorials up. Map navigation, we are in a room. To move forward, we can click on another room in the map display. This will take you to connecting hallway. So yeah, these are our 2 characters, Reynold the Crusader and Dismas the Highwayman. They have life. Well, they have a bunch of stats. We'll go over them a bit later. Some equipment for damage and a bunch of abilities. Again, we'll go over them later. In the top left corner, we can see our objective to find a way to the hamlet. And in the middle is light. Currently, there's no downgrade to light. The lighter it is, the better we dodge and scout, and better chance of surprising monsters. However, if it's darker, we get better at crits. Yeah. Anyway, we've also some food, which is not that interesting. So here, as we move to the left of the map, we can go to different rooms.
Have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path.
Yeah, blah blah blah. We can move. I will be using the mouse to move. So I like that more. So here's our first battle. Yeah, as it said, we have skills, which requires us to be as positioned. The yellow dots, white yellow dots, and the red dots show which positions are the 4 positions. So at most there can only be 4 enemies. So we can either do open vein, which deals some damage and has a chance of bleed, or we can do a grave shot, which will deal away damage multiple enemies as the dots are connected for the targets. We cannot do a pistol because we aren't that far in the back, and we also can do this ability because the tracking shot, because there are no enemies in the back rows. So we'll just use open vein to stab him. As I said, it bleeds. Bleed deals a bunch of damage per round. So the friend here, the Reynold Crusader is just a melee attacker. As you can see, there are some modifiers based on ACC is the accuracy, and then there's the damage modifier. So the status accusation deals less damage than the smite, which we will be using. Or we can try to stun him. That would be interesting. So yeah, because he's now stunned, he will not take action. He should not have taken action, but we dodge it. Thought he was stunned. Guess he wasn't. Well, he's now dispatched, so that's helpful. So we get loot. We want to take all the loot we can carry. But as you can see, there's only limited inventory slots to take. Let's pillage. So we get some items award value and others aren't less, so that's helpful. So let's go to here. Alright, here's so we have multiple rows. We have the Philosopher and the Bloodlet. However, you see the Philosopher takes away the Philosopher stands in the 3rd row, while the others stand in the back. So that's interesting. I think I will use this mask to focus. Oh wow, this will begin great. I thought dealing some damage to both would be an interesting way to begin, but It was one. Well, it was interesting. So let's see. Let's just try to stun all the big bastard here. Yes, stun resist. That's a pain. As it shows, I really can't do stuff. Stealth. Well, just try to stab him and see if I can stack some bleed on him. Wanted to do something different, but I think just trying to focus on the big lump for now might be our best tactic, because well, this is a lot of dodging already. Not that I mind, but it's interesting how to begin. Well, this if this will keep up this playthrough, then it will be amusing. Alright, so here's the first indicator of gaining stress. We have, well, stress is our second thing. If we are at 100 stress, we will get a debuff or I buff, but it depends. If you're at 200, we will die. So it's sort of a second health bar you will kind of manage. You don't want to get it too high. So just step into that. So as you can see, enemies will leave corpses, which will take up space, which is not that helpful for our friend here. Let's see if I can, because now he has to get rid of the corpse before he can well, damage the one in the back. So that's annoying. Let's swap. It's better to swap. Use this. So this will make him so that people will attack him, and he gets additional protection, so he will take less damage. Let's get rid of the Philosopher and be happy like that. Or not. A touchy game this time. And here we are, our first crit. Crits are great. They deal more damage and they reduce our stress. So that's good. Alright, so with this we complete a quest. Usually we don't want to get back to the hamlet, because there are some stuff. Let's see. Oh, that didn't work. I hoped it did work. So this bandit is a trap chest. It will not give us anything. So we'll just. I'd hoped I could smash it, but I don't know why I thought I could smash it. Usually that's not a possibility. So weird. Anyway, this is a raw team. We get 5,000 gold for our quest. Then we have the food we didn't eat, and the other treasure will get turned in. We also have deeds, which are these, which we need a lot, which are high looms. High looms are used to upgrade town buildings, so that's quite helpful. So as you can see, we raised to a level. So as we level up, we have a chance at negative quirks. So that is sort of traits and positive. Some are better than others, and some are not that interesting, to be honest. So yeah, now we go to the hamlet.
Welcome home.
So,
such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Just such a positive fellow. So what we have here is the quest. So we have a bunch of quest goals. So complete first, defeat a bunch of enemies, and then the Darkest Dungeon, as well as some other roster goals, such as leveling characters and stuff like that. We'll be working on that for a while. So what's the plan was? So here's a bit of our screen. So here we can see skills. What is preferred position tartar? These are camping skills. We will not be seeing them for a bit. Here we have a bunch of other stuff. Max HP, dodge, protection. So dodge is if you will get hit or not. Speed is how fast you will act. Damage is how much damage will be dealt. Usually crit chance. Protection is damage reduction. Yeah, that's it. And a bunch of auto resistance against debuffs. So yeah, we can also customize heroes a bit. We will be doing that when we get others. So we have not. Yeah. Let's go through our possible stuff first. So here we can hire new guys and girls.
All will find their way to us now that the road is
So personally, I think it's great to upgrade these quite rapidly, because it allows us to get new heroes and others. This is Nomad Wagon. It allows us to get some some trinkets. I don't really like buying trinkets. You'll get a lot of them, and usually the yeah, most of them come with buffs and debuffs and debuffs. So this is a jeweler. He sells crystalline relics, which we'll get from crystals from the farmhand, which is the DLC area. So that's quite cool. We'll not be doing that for a while. Then we have graveyard, where adventurers who die will end up. And here we can watch stuff back again, which will be interesting. Alright, so because we have done this, we will grab both of fellow heroes. Yeah, I know, I did. I should have upgraded this to 4 to begin with, but yeah, that was not really. Anyway, my plan was to do exploring and then a bit of leveling and management. But I think that because we had the tutorial and a bit of dinges, well, a bit of starting up, I think we can do another quest and then we can do the next episode in full stuff. So yeah, here are our friendly areas. So we are going to test it out. We get 3000 gold, 4 crests and a debuff stone. Considering we need deeds, that's a bit of annoyance. So let's see what we have as of other fellows. We have one who wants to be in the back rows. It shows. She wants to be in the third or second space, third or fourth space, and well, can work in other spaces, but that's not correct. We'll see more of that, and then we have the cleric, the Vestal, who has not so great combination of skills to begin with, because we have the Mace Bash, which you need in the front 2 spaces, and we have heal and Illumination Judgment we need into the back spaces, so that's not helpful. See, I think I will keep this as our preferred setup. It's not really more setup. So when we go in, we can grab provisions to get some stuff. I like to try to get 3000 gold, so I like to spend less than we have there. So we first of all we want a bunch of torches. I'll be getting 8 of them. one stack of 12 food will be enough. 2 shovels and a skeleton key. Yeah, so we will get so food allows us to heal a little, and sometimes we will strike with hunger, so we need food. Then shovels allows us to break some obstacles, anti-venom, blight, stalk, poison and toxins. We are not facing them a lot in this dungeon, so we don't need them. Also grab some medical herbs. So yeah, these are also to prevent debuffs. Skeleton keys allows us to unlock some boxes and strong doors. Holy water is for interactions with objects, and also some other objects that will interact. Torches will be interesting because, as we saw, the light will go down, and we need to burn torches to keep them up. So yeah, the runes. First expedition into the ruins of your ancestry. Be curious, be careful. Be loot everything. So yeah, about this. So here we can kind of see what we are doing. So for this I will be trying to collect everything that is possible. So let's grab it and let's burn it directly. We can only stack so many items of a given type, so it's a bit better to be space conservative. So here are the most common enemy in the ruins, the Bone Rebel. They are not that great, to be honest. So yeah, I'll just be throw some smoky. Which will, as you see, it will blight. Blight is like bleed, but it will affect different foes. Looks like they added stealth to the game. It wasn't.
Give them no quarter.
Yeah, so and. Yeah, that was the rebel destroyed. Wasn't that interesting?
Seize this momentum.
So here we have a box, strong box, which has loot contents in it. So we get some crest, some gold, and another shovel, which is helpful. Okay, here you can see a bit of the layout. We will need to explore 90% of the room, so we'll probably go backtrack a little at a certain point. So here's a first instance of an object in the which you can extend again. A blockade, so we can use shovels to remove them, which is why I stocked up on a bunch of them. Alright, here are more enemies. We'll have soldiers, which are better than a rebel, as they have a bit of protection, but they deal less damage. And finally we have the acolyte, which is going to be our primary target for a long while, because this attack, the stressful inclination, as you can see, it will deal it will raise stress of a given character, so you want to avoid getting hit by it a lot. So the reason why I target him is because he will take a lot of damage from blight, because he has armor, so we'll deal less damage with conventional attacks. Instead we will deal more instead he'll focus on blight, so we'll try to get rid of him, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Stop focusing on thief. Good dodges. So yeah, anyway, the focus will be try to get rid of acolytes if possible. Then the characters who then the ones without protection, finally the ones with protection, because with protection will generally deal less damage. I hope that isn't going to be hurt too much. Alright, here's the second reason why we need to focus them, and that's the pool. In case you're wondering, the pool will make it so that they will swap places, which is not great, but we can easily get rid of them, and instead of wasting turns we can swap outside of combat. So let's get our group back in order again. Yeah, as you can see, we'll lose a bunch of torch light, and we want to get it higher. So as you can see, we'll get more strits and more monster crits. Empty rooms, which are quite lame. And here we are. Pack contains loot. I love loot. Yeah, I tend to burn a lot of torches to keep the high, but that's not so. Oh no, why? Game, please. So here's a fun little thing, which is called a surprise. So we got surprised. Yeah, because we got surprised, our rule order of character is completely screwed up. It's not great. Not great at all. It's really not great at all. So let's hope to we need to get the Crusader back into the front rows again. So this is really annoying because it is taking a bunch of our time to yeah, let's see if I can bleed him. Yeah, good. Stop striking the poor Plague Doctor. Oh, great. Well, let's... Oh, good, a crit. That's excellent. An excellent crit. So let's swap him out. Yeah, Plague Doctor is in front, so she will be the target. Thankfully, let's see. Yeah, he doesn't matter. When he activates, he will take 2 bleed damage, so he'll die. So we'll just focus on the skeletons. Skeletons can bleed to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Yeah, see, he'll take bleed damage. Alright, let's burn a torch again. Let's hobble around our party. Alright, so let's see. You can be used, can't. Yeah, no control plague grenades, which will be useful. So here we have our heirloom chest. So with this we can open it for more stuff.
Could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
So yeah, as I said, we will probably backtrack a little. Oh, yeah, great. So yeah, there are also traps, like any proper dungeon. It has traps which will deal damage. Sometimes you can spot them, but I'm not very good at spotting them. So I will walk in a lot in them as I go. Let's burn another torch.
Thirsting for blood.
So let's see, let's hope the detour was worthwhile. Ah, yes, that's a great detour. So first I think, as I said, we want to target the back row as often as possible. Let's see, this will deal 9, so we'll deal 3 to 5 to... yeah, I think this is probably the better. Let's focus on the arbalest. Try to get rid of him. Oh great, I had hoped on a hit, but alas, it was not meant to be. Oh great, crits. Yeah, here's why you don't want to get crits, because, well, crits, aside from the increased damage, they will also increase stress of every character you have. It's not great. So I will need to heal a little. So yeah, let's try to crit. Crits are good, great because crits from our side also. And now I can do a multi-shot.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And dodge, great. Love dodges. Well, not really. I love dodges on my side. I don't love them when enemies do them. So let's heal. Let's heal self and then heal the Crusader next round. Assuming they're still next round. So yeah, let's buff him up. Step him. He died. Kinda as expected, but yeah. Alright, so now we'll be using this. We'll be using some holy water on it, which will greatly increase our stuff. Should have actually used another character because it healed, but I wanted to reduce stress, which is a bit more important. I think I'll be using a benefit of food now. So because we have food, we can eat it to heal. So that's quite practical. Yeah. So here we see a quirk, an annoying quirk. So Reynold has Kleptomatic, he will steal items sometimes. So that will happen. Which makes Kleptomatic one of the more annoying traits. So here we have the hunger mechanic. So we get hungry, we want to eat food, and yeah, that's it. We want to eat some food. Right, we want to continue exploring. We have one more room to explore. Maybe there's something interesting in that place. So use shovel, burn our last 2 torches. Finally, final battle. So new enemy again. The bone court here, like the others in the back row characters. He is annoying because he will deal a lot of stress. So again, a prime target to get rid of him. And he's very dodgy at this point. Just again an annoyance. Let's see if we can blight him. Yeah, great. Oh great. Have I got one hit in this? Yeah, I got one blight in. It's literally the only hit I got in. So we'll be stacking some more blight. So well, that's some pretty. Well, I don't need to focus on either in the back because they will quite perish. So let's try to get rid of the soldier because the other one has too much defense for protection for my liking. I think I can make a jealous accusation to hit both. Of course it misses.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
So here we saw a great benefit of high blight damage, or high damage over time is when they activate, then they just die, which is great. Which is why I like the like characters that deal that type of damage. And finally, so we get some food and stuff. So let's use our last scouting key to open chest for some deeds and things. So now we have complete, so we can get back rewards. So we didn't need a bunch of stuff, but it will get turned in for money again, so that's not too terrible. This is why I think it's better to stock up on some items first. I think you'll lose money a bit, but like I said, if you have, sometimes you run it, it's better if to have some keys to unlock stuff. Right. So yeah, we have another kleptomatic. Why? It's annoyance. So yeah, we have first.
Before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Thank you for your helpfulness. So we have now two helpful places unlocked. The Abbey, which
The cobwebs have been dusted. The
we
pews
can
set
lock
straight.
checks in for stress relief.
Calls to the faithful.
So that will be great. We'll be unlocking some other spots because of reasons. So the caretaker will always enjoy one activity, so that's not so great. So that's why we have to unlock more stuff first. So right, we have one left to unlock, but we'll see later. So let's grab some character first.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Let's see, we need to unlock some quests, so let's so for many has a lot of stress, so we'll look her in flagellation in hopes of reducing our stress quite easily. Yeah, I think we will get a fresh roster. Fresh roster in action, so we can have shut it. I want to get Reynold and praying, so they can reduce their stress as well. Then next time we can have a new fresh party going in, because I think the best way to act is to have two parties rotating out, but we'll see that in the next episode. Thanks for watching.